Tuesday, May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Finally, it looks like we have some nice weather. Got a little sunburn over the weekend, and it's hard to believe that it snowed just a couple days ago. So let's get going. We got a writing lesson today, so get focused. Make sure you guys are on for this. And I'm going to go through the assignment for today and what those expectations are. Get started, everyone. Today's writing lesson is going to focus on writing the rest of your introduction. Yesterday, we had that video lesson on writing a hook. And today, we're going to add the background information and the main idea to our writing piece. So today, we're going to review the characteristics of an introduction, view a teacher model, and then write your own introduction and respond to teacher feedback via Google Classroom. So this will be quick, but let's just go over the three parts of an introduction. The three parts to an introduction, as we talked about, are a hook, which draws the reader in. And the next two parts are the background information and the main idea. The background information comes after the hook, and it gives the reader a little sneak peek as to what they're going to be reading. Now, you don't want to tell everyone all the information all at once. However, you do want to get them interested. And then the final sentence of your introduction is your main idea. It's the main topic or the most important idea in your piece that you want your reader to understand. Put the main idea or thesis. Thesis is a word that you'll usually hear later on in higher education, but the main idea goes at the end of your introduction and should be specific. So let's break apart the hook and the introduction, background information, and the main idea. So the hook that you guys saw yesterday said, how would you handle it if you lost your mother at age 10? Weren't allowed to learn how to read and write, and had to work long, hard days in the fields at a young age. That is the question that is posed to the reader that draws them in. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, I would feel really terrible if this were my life. This is a personal connection that you as the reader are making as soon as you read that first section. So then you as the writer are going to give them a little more information as to what they're going to be reading. So my person was, of course, Frederick Douglass. So now I'm going to give some information about my person. Frederick Douglass had to deal with all of these things and still became one of the most important abolitionists in American history. Frederick had numerous life challenges that most of us could hardly imagine, but it made him into a very powerful figure who changed the world. So that's my background information. Am I giving a lot of information? No, just two little sentences. And I'm kind of broad. I'm talking about how he's dealt with a lot of challenges. He became a very important abolitionist. He had a lot of life challenges, but I'm not being super specific about it. But I am giving a little preview as to what to expect when reading this piece and what you're going to be learning about. Now, here's my main idea, my last part. Frederick Douglass was an important man with an incredible life, starting with his difficult childhood. So my main idea not only talks about what I really want everyone to understand, that he was an important man with an incredible life. Yes, that's important. But then I'm transitioning into my first section, which talks about his childhood. So I say, starting with his difficult childhood. So you may say something different like, I'll just use Albert Einstein as an example. Albert Einstein was an important man with many life accomplishments, but everything started with his difficult upbringing and school life as a child. So it kind of transitions into the first section. So a couple tips for a great introduction. Don't be super vague or unclear when writing your background information. For example, just saying something like Frederick's life was hard. That's really not going to capture your reader's attention and make them want to read more. Instead, include descriptive words that provide a clear image to the reader. Look at how I cross out these unclear words here and make them more specific and detailed. So instead of saying Frederick Douglass had a very hard life, but it led him to do a lot of stuff, I changed that to Frederick Douglass had a very challenging upbringing, but it led him to accomplish many spectacular things. So I'm kind of taking those retired words out and I'm making them $1 million words. And then don't make your main idea focus on something small. right? You don't want to focus on a small detail. You want to think about the big picture. What do you really want your reader to understand? Frederick couldn't learn to read as a slave is a detail, but is that the main idea of my entire piece? That's a detail that is telling my reader that he experienced many challenges in his life, but learned to overcome them and is now considered vital to ending slavery for good in America. So he couldn't learn to read as a slave is a detail that supports the fact that he had challenges in his life, but it's not the most important thing in this piece that I want everyone to take away when I'm done writing this. So your task today, in the introduction section of your piece, you're going to write your background information and your main idea. Make sure you include proper capitalization and punctuation, and I'll be providing feedback as you go. This is where you need to go. So you're going to go to classwork. You're going to go to writing, biography, lessons, and materials. You're going to click view assignment. And you are going to log in to the biography report. And in your biography report, once it loads, I'll scroll down for you to show you where you need to go. You're going to go all the way down. After the fourth section of notes that you took the other day, which was later life, this person's life today, you'll notice that there's a page that says crafting your biography. Your introductory statement goes right here. State the main idea, give a sneak peek in your famous person's life, and what the reader will learn after reading your piece. Why should they continue reading on? So sneak peek and background information comes first, and then main idea comes at the end. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. And everybody, good luck with this assignment. And I will be commenting and looking at it as you go.